Good morning, students. Welcome to E-Suvidya. Hope you all are fine and safe. Students, in the previous class, we have discussed the lesson Jagdish Chandra Bose. Today, I am summing up the theme of the lesson Jagdish Chandra Bose, and we will also do some activities. Students, Jagdish Chandra Bose, a prominent scientist of the world, proved by experiments that both animals and plants share much in common. And he demonstrated that plants are also sensitive to heat, cold, light, noise and various other external stimuli like the animals. So Jagdish Chandra Bose, through his experiments, he proved that what both animals and plants share most thing in common, and he demonstrated what that like animals, plants are also sensitive to what? To heat or cold, to light or to noise or various other external stimuli or various other external reactions. Plants are also sensitive to the outside reactions, and he developed a device, or he made a device named as crystallograph in order to measure or in order to know the growth and sensitiveness in plants. And also he wrote two famous books known as Response in the Living and Non-Living and the Nervous Mechanism of Plants. Students, as we have discussed, Jagdish Chandra Bose was born in a Bengal Kayastha family on November 30, 1858. Then, at Mymensingh, then Bengal Presidency, now in Bangladesh. So Jagdish Chandra Bose was born in a Bengal Kayastha family on November 30, 1858 at Mymensingh, then Bengal Presidency, now it is in Bangladesh. And his father's name was Bhagwan Chandra Bose, was a leading member of the Brahmo Samaj, and he was working as a deputy magistrate and assistant commissioner, or he was a civil servant. Although he was a civil servant, at that time sending the child to the English school was a matter of respect and dignity. But his father preferred to send his child to a vernacular school or to a school where the education is provided in the mother tongue. So Jagdish Chandra Bose attended his elementary education or primary education in a vernacular school or in a school where the education is provided in the mother tongue. So there Jagdish Chandra Bose once mentioned that his playmates were a Muslim child whose father worked as an attendant to his father and a fisherman's son. So Jagdish Chandra Bose told that these two children shared a lot of stories about plants, animals, birds, different types of aquatic animals. So perhaps these things greatly influenced him during his childhood, and when he became grown up, it persuaded him or it motivated him to go for a career in natural science. So he was greatly attracted towards nature, and Jagdish Chandra Bose believed that his two friends laid the foundation stone while he was studying in a vernacular school. So Jagdish Chandra Bose has also mentioned that during that time, although his family was an orthodox family, but still he has never seen religion as a matter of a conflict. He and his friends were equally given importance by his mother, or his mother gave equal importance, or his mother very friendly treated to his friends, to his Muslim friend or to his friend who has come from a fisherman's family. So he has mentioned once that during that time, although there was so much orthodoxness was there, but still there was not, he has never observed such type of things that may lead to conflict among the different communities. And Jagdish Chandra Bose, after getting his primary education, then he studied physics in the University of Calcutta or Calcutta University. Then he went to the Cambridge University and got a BSc degree from the University College, and he returned back to India. Students, as we have discussed that after returning to India, he joined the Presidency College affiliated to the University of Calcutta, and although there was a racial discrimination being practiced during that time, but still he continued his research work. Although there was a lack of funding, although there was a hurdle of cash for conducting or running his research work, but still he continued his research work while working as a professor in the Presidency College. Presidency College is a very reputed college affiliated to the University of Calcutta, Calcutta University of Calcutta. So Jagdish Chandra Bose continued his research work, and during that period, Sister Nivedita or Bhagini Nivedita provided him some assistance and also helped him to continue his research work. So Jagdish Chandra Bose, an eminent scientist who has conducted various research work in the field of biological sciences. So he died in 1937. Students, here I want to mention about a great scholar, Professor Pranakrishna Parija, who was born in the Balikuda of Jagatsinghpur in Odisha. Professor Pranakrishna Parija worked as a professor of botany, and he has also conducted various research work in the field of botany, or in the field of science that studies about plants. So Professor Pranakrishna Parija, he was also awarded with the Padma Bhushan. Padma Bhushan, Professor Pranakrishna Parija. He also worked as a Vice Chancellor of the Utkal University. He worked as a principal. He was the former principal of Revensa College. Now Revensa College has become a university. So he was a professor in the Revensa College, and also he became the principal of the then Revensa College. He also worked as the Vice Chancellor. He was also the Vice Chancellor of the Utkal University, and he also worked as a professor in the Banaras Hindu University, and also become the Pro-Vice Chancellor. Pro-Vice Chancellor remains next to the Vice Chancellor. Okay, so an assistant to the Vice Chancellor. So he also worked as a Pro-Vice Chancellor in the Banaras Hindu University, famous Banaras Hindu University, founded by Mahamana Madan Mohan Malviya, where you students, you know, our President Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan has served as a Vice Chancellor in the Banaras Hindu University, which is founded by Mahamana Bharat Ratna Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. So Professor Pranakrishna Parija was an eminent scientist who worked in the field of botany, or in the field of sciences that studies the plants. So presently, students, the famous Parija Library in the Utkal University is named after Professor Pranakrishna Parija, and also in the Revensa College you will find Parija PG Hostel named after Pranakrishna Parija. So I have mentioned about this great scientist and Professor Pranakrishna Parija, who belonged to Balikuda of Jagatsinghpur district of Odisha, played an eminent role in the field of botany, or the science that studies about the plants. So this is the theme of this chapter, Jagdish Chandra Bose. Students, let's read the following sentences. He wrote two very famous books, Response in the Living and Non-Living and the Nervous Mechanism of Plants. You see, in this sentence, the verb write is written in the second form or in the past form. He wrote. Okay, you see, it is the second form or the past form of the verb write. He wrote two very famous books. Okay, so here he means what? Jagdish Chandra Bose. We are discussing about Jagdish Chandra Bose. So you see here that we have used the second form of the verb or past form of the verb write, and we have written here, but we have written wrote here. It is the past form or the second form of the verb write, to state that the writer of the book is not Alif. So if the writer of the book is not Alif, we are using the second form of the verb. Here the second form of the verb is used to show that the writer of the book Jagdish Chandra Bose is not Alif. Look at the next sentence. Pratibha Rai has written Sila Padma. You see, students, Pratibha Rai is a leading writer of Odisha. She has written various books in Odia literature. So Pratibha Rai is Alif. As Pratibha Rai is Alif, we have used the present perfect form of the verb write. And students, you know what is the structure of the present perfect tense? Subject plus has or have plus main verb third form or past participle form. Okay, so the past participle or third form of the verb write is written. Okay, write first form, second form wrote, third form written. And what is the structure of the present perfect tense? The structure of the present perfect tense is subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb or past participle form of the verb. Students, you see here that here we have written Pratibha Rai has written Sila Padma. So here we have used the present perfect tense of the verb. Okay, and present perfect tense of the verb is subject plus has or have plus main verb third form. Subject plus has plus main verb third form written here. So it shows that writer Pratibha Rai is Alif. Okay, so students, you have marked here that when we are writing, if the writer is not Alif, we are using the second form of the verb, and if or second form or past form of the verb, and if the writer is Alif, we are using the present perfect tense of the verb. We are using the what? Present perfect form of the verb. So students, you see here, so let's try to solve some examples. First one is Jawaharlal Nehru write the discovery of India. Okay, the discovery of India is a famous book written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. So you see here, Jawaharlal Nehru is not Alif. So as Jawaharlal Nehru is not Alif, we use the second form of the verb, write. So let's write it in the correct tense. Jawaharlal Nehru wrote the discovery of India. The discovery of India. It shows that the writer Jawaharlal Nehru is not Alif. Anita Desai write Cry the Peacock. Students, Anita Desai is a prominent writer. She is nominated 3 times for the Man Booker Prize or for the Booker Prize. Students, you know Booker Prize is the second most important prize in the field of literature after the Nobel Prize, and it is given by United Kingdom. So Anita Desai, she is nominated 3 times for the Booker Prize, and she is an eminent writer and she is Alif. So as Anita Desai is Alif, so what we will write the sentence in the present perfect tense. Anita Desai Anita Desai has written Cry the Peacock. Cry the Peacock. Cry the Peacock. Anita Desai has written Cry the Peacock. Then Gopinath Mahanti write Paraja. Students, Gopinath Mahanti is an eminent writer in the Odia literature, and he has written the famous book called Paraja, but he is not alive. So as Gopinath Mahanti is not alive, and we will write in the correct tense, it will be the second form of the verb right. Gopinath Mahanti wrote Paraja. Gopinath Mahanti wrote Paraja. Next one is Sarala Das. Students, all you know about Adi Kavi Sarala Das. Okay, and Sarala Das he wrote the Odia Mahabharat. So as Sarala Das is not alive, so we'll write Sarala Das wrote the Odia Mahabharat. And the last one is Chetan Bhagat. Students, Chetan Bhagat is an eminent writer in the present time, and most of his novels has been made into maximum Bollywood movies, like you must have heard about 3 Idiots, 2 States, etc. These are the important books written by Chetan Bhagat, and he is a columnist in various newspapers like the Times of India, Hindu, etc. In various newspapers he is a columnist also. So he has written various novels, and one of his novels, What Young India Wants. One of his book is What Young India Wants. He has written various novels, like I have told you. So here Chetan Bhagat is alive. Chetan Bhagat is alive. So as Chetan Bhagat is alive, so we will write in the perfect tense Chetan Bhagat has written what young India wants. So students, you see here Anita Desai is alive, Chetan Bhagat is alive. So as Anita Desai and Chetan Bhagat is alive, so we will write these 2 sentences in the present perfect tense. While Jawaharlal Nehru, Gopinath Mahanti and Sarala Das, these 3 eminent writers were not alive, so you write these sentences in the past tense. Okay, as Anita Desai and Chetan Bhagat are alive, so Anita Desai has written Cry the Peacock. Okay, Anita Desai has written Cry the Peacock, and Chetan Bhagat has written What Young India Wants. Okay, so it shows that if the writer is alive, we write the sentences in the present perfect tense, and if the writers is not alive, we write the sentence in the simple past. The verb become the simple past. Okay, as we have seen here, Jawaharlal Nehru wrote the discovery of India, whereas Anita Desai has written Cry the Peacock. Gopinath Mahanti is not alive, Gopinath Mahanti wrote Paraja. Sarala Das is not alive, so Sarala Das wrote the Odia Mahabharat. But Chetan Bhagat is alive, so Chetan Bhagat has written What Young India Wants. Okay, so this is about the converting the sentences or writing the sentences in the perfect tense. So students, today we have completed the lesson Jagdish Chandra Bose. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next class.